What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. As you just saw, I was loading up a bunch of parts in my truck because today we are starting our next big build. So what we're working with here is my 2003 Ford Mustang Roush Stage 2 Mustang. This thing's pretty rare. It only has like 30,000 miles on it. I've owned this car now for, I want to say 8 or 9 years. And it's probably my favorite car that I actually own. It's like the most driver-focused car, and it's just so much fun. It is a manual, 5-speed manual. But this car is going on like almost 20 years old now, so it definitely is gonna need some TLC and basically a complete rebuild from front to back. So what we're gonna be doing in this video is actually just stripping the whole car, taking basically every part off of it that is either being replaced or being moved out of the way so that we can start this build process. I'm not going to show you every single piece that is being changed on this car. You're going to have to stay tuned for some future videos on that because there is going to be a full series on this car. So if there are already, big Mustang fans out there, make sure you hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for the future updates on this build. So moving in the interior here, I just want to show you guys like how brand new this car still looks for being a 2003. Everything works on this car. It is as perfect as the day I bought it and just as close to coming off the showroom floor, if not better. I do have some Corbu seats in this thing. I have tracked it in the past. We got the harness bar there for the 5-point harnesses. Not much is going to take place as far as the interior goes. Most of the work is going to be done on the outside. So moving under the hood here, I am running the Vortex supercharger on just the stock block, stock internals, nothing fancy here. It's running a little bit aggressive tune for what I would say is safe for the motor, but I don't drive this all the time, so I'm okay with it for now. But it is making about 450-ish horsepower at the wheels, but I don't know if that's going to be what stays in here forever, but it's going to be pretty much dictated based on parts availability. So I don't want to say anything too soon, but we may be making some major changes under the hood here. So with all that being said, guys, let's get this thing up on the quick jack so it makes it easier to work on and start pulling off all the parts that we're not going to need anymore. So we just pulled the front bumper off, we pulled the headlights out, and we started to pull all of the tires off. Next thing we're going to do is we're actually going to pull the hood off next, and then once the hood's off, then we're going to start taking all of the front suspension apart. So stay tuned, we're going to get on that right now. right, guys, so it is the next day here, and as you just saw, we completely removed all of the suspension from the Mustang. I'll give you a little quick glimpse of what we did. As you can see, everything is removed, the A-arms, everything. Brakes are just hanging up there. Same thing in the rear, completely removed the coils, the shocks, everything. The only thing left is the brake calipers. Moving up to the front here, the hood is completely gone, the bumper has been completely removed, all of the headlights have been completely removed, the fog lights, same thing over here, all of the suspension is gone. I have parts literally laying in every spot of this garage. It's just taking up so much space, as you can see, but all this is pretty much trash now, so I'm not going to keep it around forever. There are a few more things that are going to come off of this car up in the front here, but those are going to stay on the car until we get to that stage of the build. I don't want to pull it off too early and then it's just fluids are going to be leaking everywhere, so we'll save that. But now that we are this far into the teardown, I'm going to give you guys a little sneak peek at what's going to take place in the next video. I wasn't going to show you any of the parts too early, but what the heck, let's take a look and I'll show you what we have. So this is one of the major components to the front suspension, so I'm going to open this up and show you guys what it is in just a second. All right, guys, so what this is a UPR front K-member for the Mustang. It's gonna convert the front suspension to basically just coilovers. It completely eliminates the coil buckets, so that's no longer a thing. We do have matching A-arms that are gonna go with this K-member. So my whole thought process behind changing the suspension was to make it usable for possible engine modifications in the future. Without saying too much, that's kind of what this is for. So in the next video, we are going to be installing this along with the A-arms and maybe some of the suspension. But that's pretty much going to do it for this video, guys. If you aren't subscribed to the channel already, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with all of the videos of this build and all of the future builds to come. But with all that being said, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, I will see you around.